Welcome to another episode of It's a Jungle Out There. I'm your host and queen, Maria Tabarave. As you know by now, the show is about kings and queens living, excelling, and thriving in their jungles. So let's meet a real king in the business and fitness world, Sebastien Lagree.
How are you?
How are you? As the inventor, CEO of Lagree Fitness, Sebastien Lagree continues to push the limits of the fitness industry. His ceaseless efforts to elevate the fitness world have proven to be effective. With 100 patents, the creator of the method named the #1 workout of ClassPass, and with a brand that is recognized worldwide, it's no secret that Sebastien Lagree is spearheading in the industry evolution. Welcome, Sebastien, to It's a Jungle Out There. Let's get right into it. Tell us about how you came to be the king in your own life to date.
Well, thank you for inviting me on the show, Maria.
You're welcome.
Well, you know, my journey was it was kind of unexpected because I grew up in France. You know, was born in Bordeaux. I grew up in Paris, and then you know, my mom is American, my dad is French, and my parents got a divorce when I was 14, and at 17, my mom told me like she wanted to go back to the United States. So I decided to go with her. So I moved with her to the U.S. Now, at the time, I was heavily into weightlifting in France. And France, you know, this was back in the late 80s, early 90s. You know, bodybuilding was not really a thing, you know, in France. But I loved it. You know, I started to lift weight when I was 11, and I got really serious about weightlifting when I was really 13, 14. So I spent a lot of my early years, you know, lifting weight, bodybuilding, just because it's just something that felt, you know, very natural and very true to me. And when I was in when I was in Portland in college, I met a photographer. His name was Julian Goebel. And then I started to do a lot of photography with him. So we were doing a lot of like fantasy photography. And I loved it, you know. So I had very long hair at the time. I looked very much like Fabio, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Matter of fact, one time I got chased at LAX. People thought I was Fabio.
Oh, my God.
It was very embarrassing. That's why I cut my hair after that.
After that?
So, yeah. But I used to do a lot of photography and videos with that guy. And I just loved it. I absolutely loved the whole vibe on the shooting sets, you know, the whole creativity of a shoot. So I thought, you know what, when I'm done in college, I'm going to go down to LA and then I'm going to try to my luck as an actor. So I actually, you know, went to Seattle first. Got my master's in business because, you know, my parents were really, you know, pushing the education. But I knew in my heart that
that wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me. I wanted to do something with fitness. You know, I had to. Or like I said, you know, just the acting. I mean, actually, the reason why I want to do the acting is because I thought, well, if I become an actor, I'll get paid to look good, and then I'll be working out all the time, and I'll get paid to work out, basically.
In your body. Yeah.
In my body, exactly. So that was the whole thing behind being an actor. It's like, okay, I'll be an action hero, and then I'll get paid millions of dollars, so I can work out all the time, and I can do the one thing I really like.
You're doing what you love.
Yeah. And I moved to LA, and of course, nothing worked out. It's, you know, zero. It was really a jungle in LA. I mean, it just really cutthroat. So after the first 30 days of things not working out, I decided to revise my strategy. And the one thing that did happen when I was going on auditions, or when I was meeting writers, producers, directors, other actors, people, because I was so buffed, you know, people were asking me, hey, you know what, you know, are you a personal trainer? Because you're so muscular. And I was like, no, man, I'm an actor. I came here for acting, you know. So for the first 30 days, that was kind of my response. And after the first 30 days, I'm like, you know what, shit.
Then I can use this.
I can use that. Yeah, the next person who asks me if I'm a fucking, you know, personal trainer,
their card.
You know, I'm going to tell them yes. And so got my first, you know, within days, you know, I had my first client.
So that's how your career started.
That's how much, yeah. But it was weird because I never imagined a career in fitness. I've always wanted to be in fitness. I've always wanted to work out or be in an environment where I work out. Because when I was going to school or to college, you know, my dad wanted me to work with him, And the idea of working for my dad and being traveling all the time and not being at the gym, it's just like, no,
It was like a nightmare for you.
a nightmare for me. I can't. I had to be at the gym. It's the one place where I felt really good about myself. So I dreaded not to be there.
So what makes Lagree Fitness so unique?
Well, what makes Lagree Fitness so unique is the fact that I'm constantly. So Lagree Fitness started out to be one thing back 23 years ago, and now it's something else. And to me, I feel that fitness has to be evolving. People in fitness have evolved. The way men work out today is different from the way they work out 23 years ago. The way women work out today is completely different when they work out 23 years ago. So for me, it's very important that to stay in the trend, to stay in the now. I teach every week. I don't teach for money, I teach for free. But for me, it's very important to be in the trenches, to see what people like, what they don't like. And so I'm constantly vetting out my own method. I do more of the exercise that people like, and I create more of the exercise that become more popular. And then the exercises that I feel are kind of becoming out of fashion, I just weed them out. And so that's what makes the method so very unique, because it's not a cookie cutter approach. It's not like I created something 23 years ago and I've been copying and pasting that method. It's been evolving as it's been evolving, yeah. And now I have about 110 patents on the machinery equipment. I don't know anyone else who has actually 2 method patents. So I have also 2 method patents, which are hard to get, the USPTO. And because I'm constantly working on my own craft, I'm constantly working on the science. I do my own research, and when I mean by that, it doesn't mean like I go on the internet and I read stuff. I actually hire scientists. I do testings. We bring high-tech equipment and we test people. We put electrodes on the brain, all that stuff. And
that's how you design them.
Yes, I study. Basically, what I do is I study movement and I study muscles, and I see how muscles and brain react. There's actually a machine that I created called the Supra. It's a machine that makes you happy.
Makes you happy? How? Give me a little bit of detail on that.
Because this machine is not like any other machine. It's like working out on a flight simulator. So it goes up, it tilted on the side. So when you work on this machine, you work through different planes of motion. And by doing that, your brain is stimulated differently. And what we find out is that it stimulates certain waves, certain brain waves differently than a traditional workout. And as a result, you left happier after the session.
So you're content and
you're content, exactly. Because I think that people in the future, so I did a documentary on the future of fitness. I can talk about that a little bit. But what I really found out about the future of fitness is more people are going to work out for different reasons. Some people want to lose weight, some people want to get more muscular. But I think that in the future, a lot of people are going to work out or engage into fitness for spiritual, intellectual, emotional,
exactly. I agree with you.
Benefits, because that's what I got. It just became like this thing that I just felt was like.
I understand
awesome.
that, because it's like a clock. Your body, your body needs it. Your body needs it, and you have to go.
Exactly.
Given the great changes globally in 2020, from the pandemic to social justice, how has your view in life changed the way you lead your daily life, and more so in business?
I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So before COVID, right, in December of 2019, we got named #1 workout on ClassPass.
Wow.
So out of 100 million purchase on ClassPass in 2019, we were named #1. I think we had some kind of 32% or 33% of all searches for all workout were for the Megaformer, for the workout I created. So December, January 2020, February 2020, we were so busy. The phone kept ringing off the hook, selling so many licenses. People want to open studios right and left. 2020 was setting out to be the best year ever, right? And so very happy. And then of course March comes in, and then all the government shutdowns.
COVID knocking on everybody's door.
Exactly, yeah. And now everything was shut down. So my revenues went, dropped 90% overnight. And so, and for a lot of other people, the same thing happened. And so it was absolutely frightening what happened. But At the same time, I'm a visionary. And for me, I have a specific way I think I want people to work out because, like I say, I feel like a lot of people work out, but they don't know what they're doing. So I want to educate people about training and have people doing a workout is effective for them, because if you find something is effective for you, then you'll stick to it, and then it's going to be good for you, right? So in 2019, I basically started to work on this machine called the Micro, which I brought today, and that's basically the miniature version of the Mega. Because a lot of people want to buy the machines that I make, but they either they can't afford them, or the machine is too big and there's no room for it. So in 2019, I made that smaller machine, and then basically right when the pandemic hit in 2020, we were ready to sell these machines at home. So my revenues dropped 90% on the license and the sale of the Mega Foamer, and all of a sudden we have this small machine coming in the market, and it's literally we cannot keep up with the demand. So this part of the business completely went down, and then the at-home business completely catapulted. It was just literally just I don't know if you want to call it luck, but I just so I survived the pandemic better than most people. But I would say that I'm very, I part of me was very worried about what would happen after the pandemic, and then this year has been just really strange. It's been strange on so many levels. I think a lot of people are just unsure. So some people coming back to the gym, some people want to stay at home and work out. It's just kind of been just all over the place.
Well, we haven't gotten rid of COVID yet, so a lot of people fear because they have families.
Yeah. And we may never get rid of COVID. It might just
Exactly.
it might just continue to transform itself, just like every year or every 6 months or whatever.
And now people realize that even though they're working, they can work from home instead of having to travel. They have everything in their one place,
Right.
so they can work out.
Exactly.
They can actually work and work out at the same time.
Exactly.
Let's look at one of your darkest moments and how you came out on the other side stronger, more resilient, and powerful.
Yes, my first divorce. So I had basically, I had just, I'd been running the studio for a few years. I had my kids. My son was I think 4, my daughter was 2, and then I went through the divorce. Things were not working out with the mom, and it wasn't going to work out. And I knew that for me, in order for me to be a better father, I had to be just a single dad. And it was very difficult because as I was growing the business really on my own, going through court, going through a very litigious, divorce, dealing with, a partner that was doing everything they could to not let you see the kids. And of course, for me, I have a very special relationship to my kids because my kids are like my soulmates. My son came to me in a dream. So he spoke to me before he was born. And so for me, I had a very special relationship with my son and my daughter. So not to be able to see them
Every day
was very difficult for me for the first few years. And then you call the house and the mother never answers the phone, and and you deal with and you can't even explain that to the kids because they're 2 and 4 and they don't know what you're going through, what they're going through. You can't say, oh, your mom is not letting me see you. You can't fucking even say that, And so this was very difficult. And at the same time, you have this method that is just growing internationally, and you feel tremendous amount of pressure. And the only thing that got me through this was teaching. When I teach classes, it makes me feel like I'm on the cloud 9. It's incredible. I feel this energy. Like for me, I've never been, so I know I started fitness, one-on-one, but I've never liked it. I've always preferred teaching group classes. When I teach classes to a bunch of people, it just makes me feel great.
Where can our listeners and viewers find more information on you?
Your listeners can find more information about the workout on the website www.lagreefitness.com. And then also if they want to follow me, they can follow me at Lagree Fitness, or they can also follow Sebastien.Lagree.
Is there a number if they want to reach you?
Yes, we have a number called, number is 310-990-0370. there's also email. People can email us at info@lagreefitness.com.
Thank you for joining us today, Sebastien.
You're welcome.
Again, don't forget to visit www.lagreefitness.com for more information on Sebastien, the micro or any fitness tips for you to use at home. As always, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. And remember, you can listen wherever you get your favorite podcast. Till next time, stay wild, strong, and empowered. I am Maria Tabrawi, and remember, we're all kings and queens in our own jungle. Stream this and new episodes wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.